land straight into your free cash account. It's basically turning your downtime into a hustle without you even thinking about it. People pulling $10 to $20 a day, and with some effort, you can go.
What's up? What's up? What's up? ReWAD. Just lining the posts up for everybody. You know what I'm saying? For everybody's entertainment and amusement.
Even 500.
Just trying to line up these streamers right quick, and then we shall get into festivities of the moment. Right? I'm not gonna say of the day or of the night because I don't know what time you're tapping in, you know what I'm saying? What time it is, where you're at, you feel me? So, streamerverse, man, let's get into it.
What's happening with Neon right now is the perfect example on how you really got to protect your energy, bro. When you're trying to mix and mingle with just anybody, you don't know. Some people just wake up evil. Some people just wake up looking to cause chaos.
Bad news for Neon.
Things they didn't create.
Poetic Flacco.
That's what's currently happening with Neon and another female streamer.
Sounds like bad news, man.
So Neon is at TwitchCon. He's going up. He's mingling with various people. He's Neon. He's one of the biggest streamers in the world.
One of the biggest.
You gotta mingle with like the average streamer at TwitchCon. He's doing so because, you know, he's Neon, right? You know, he's showing love.
Right.
He goes up to this streamer that he believes, you know, she's like a Twitch streamer. She's not really that popular on Twitch, right? She's like, you know, she's nobody compared to Neon. So Neon invites her out. Says, hey, do you want to come back to the after party that we're having? If you know Neon, bro, like Neon ain't on no type of like creep super sexual vibe, bro. Like he's damn near asexual if you want to be like perfectly honest, bro.
For real?
So he tells her, hey, do you want to come back? Her reaction off the rip, she's trying to destroy him.
Hello, how you doing today? Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Emerone. Hi.
Emerone.
Just call me M.
M.
Yes.
I am.
What's your name?
Oh yeah, that's that streamer that got SA'd live on stage. I think this was the same event where she got, you know, SE actually aid, right? I don't want to say the whole thing, but that's interesting.
Neon.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
That's horrifying.
So they met at this event
after party.
the first time.
Okay.
I'd love for you to come.
Why?
Because you're very beautiful.
We gotta go.
I love being objectified.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, she said what? She said, I'd love being objectified. Yo, I wonder why that's the first, like, response from her, right? I wonder why, dang. I wonder if this was before or after, actually, the SA happened. Because that might have triggered the whole thing. You know what I mean? That might have triggered that response over there. It's okay. It's pretty weird. I'm just wondering if that happened before or after, because there was a whole literal human being, human man that walked up to this lady right there, like this Emerald, and just like, you know what I'm saying, forced himself on her on some shit. Y'all check it out if y'all care about seeing any of that. But
Wait, what did I do wrong? Objectified? Wait, what the f did I do? Hold on. Wait. It's always a fat friend, bro.
what do you mean?
God. I just don't. How is okay?
So is the fat friend?
How is a girl gonna say you're getting objectified with your tits out? Am I tripping? Am I bugging? LPR? I don't give a f, man. LPR. Speak for.
Bro, I don't even want to lie to you. I don't think I saw any tit there, any trace of a tit
My
there.
heart.
Neon, sit down real quick, man. Let Uncle Frederick give you some advice, okay?
Oh shit, Frederick. Oh, Frederick. What's good, brother Freddy?
I believe I'm like 6 or 7 years older than you, Neon, right? I'm not sure. But I've been dealing with scallywags a whole lot longer. Trust me, okay? You did everything perfectly. You walked up to her. You asked her for what her name was. You didn't say anything creepy. You invited her politely to the after party. She asked you why. You said, because I think you're beautiful. You didn't lie to her. You didn't say, I'm trying to network. You did everything the right way, Neon. You was
organic.
Not but sometimes when you dealing with some ain't-ish, they walk out the house as demons. Their entire goal in life is to destroy what they didn't build. And what we saw afterwards, now the interaction itself is enough. Saying that you were objectified because he asked you, hey, do you want to come to an after party? I think you're beautiful. If that's being objectified, like we're all creeps and weirdos then. Right? Like cut it out.
Yeah,
That's
facts.
technically
Okay.
how to approach a woman. Afterwards, she continues to try to destroy Neon. So
How?
in reaction to the video going viral, she writes, "Chat, get his eye." Now,
What?
She think now.
Wait, she actually like called chat, like she summoned chat towards him. That's crazy. She literally weaponized her community.
I don't even think that.
Yeah, man. That's why I feel like there has to be like these laws put in place for people or for these kind of activities. I mean, I was just recording a reaction not so long ago, but you know, the sound was effing, so I ended up just like discarding it. And one of the videos I was reacting to was, you know, the fact that Aiden Ross saved this one streamer from facing 9 years imprisonment, bro, for just like some content. You know what I'm saying? I mean, wild content at that. But the type of content where it's like it could afford him, well, it has afforded him 9 years. It had afforded him 9 years imprisonment before Aiden Ross pulled up and played Messiah, right, and saved his ass from that shit. It's like that had me kind of, you know, shocked at the fact that, because it was on a Hello Yassine video. Hello Yassine was like even comparing it with the Diddy situation. You know, the fact that Diddy got 4 years, and this guy, for being a troll for some content, on some content tip, he got like 9 years, right? But luckily Aiden Ross stepped in to come and save him, and you know, so that he gets pardoned from that. However he made that happen. But it's like these laws are coming up and they're getting crazier and crazier, and it's because, you know, it's because things that, you know, a content creator can get up to can be like so detrimental, bro. You know what I mean? Because saying something like this, chat, get his ass. You feel what I'm saying? It may not, you may be at a distance from this guy, but the people who are around him who fuck with you, they really could get at his ass. You know what I'm saying? And that's criminal activity at that point. It's like y'all are a criminal organization. You're a gang member. You know what I mean? And a RICO could be built from these kind of activities. She does enough of these kind of like summoning her chat towards doing some sort of violation towards whoever. She does enough of these, and they, you know what I'm saying? They all point towards some sort of malicious intent, bro. It could be raps for her, bro. That's a RICO charge.
Who Neon was exactly, like who she, like, cause she thought that she had the power to get him out of here, right? Telling her chat of, I guess, like pro women, bitter feminist, right? Like
that's what it's giving.
Hey, go after him, get his ass.
That's crazy.
Man,
that's crazy.
She must not knew who she was talking to, because once she said that,
what happened?
It was all gloves is off now.
What happened?
Now Neon chat is coming after her. Now Neon is responding back on Twitter. And when Neon responded back on Twitter, that just made things a whole lot worse for her. So apparently she used to do cam girl work. And when she stopped doing cam girl work, like she like tried to erase it all off the internet and rebrand into this like Twitch streamer.
She did cam girl work. So OF kind of vibes, Corn kind of vibes, that kind of vibe.
But when she started going back and forth with Neon fans put all that out.
Of course they're gonna.
And Neon just brought it to the light and kind of exposed her for doing this while trying to act as if you're this like super holy. So then she says, I just found out she's a cam girl with vids of blank in her anus, and she draws the line at someone giving her a compliment, calling her beautiful.
Oh my, objectified? Ah, that's crazy. A man calls you beautiful, you call that being objectified, but you go and shove, I don't know how them D's was, them plastic D's, you go shove all that up your b-hole, your behind hole. Oh my, in front of the world to see, cam girl. And you're gonna squeal about being called beautiful and calling that being objectified? Like, people is off they rockers, bro. People is outside of reality. People is living outside their bodies. People is living outside of what's real, bro.
You're not getting trolled.
What is this?
All right. So Neon also says, "I'm never giving a girl a compliment again." As soon as Neon,
That's crazy, bro.
It kind of
This is giving females like a really terrible light, because now it's like the more and more kind of actions that men see, you know, females, you know, on this kind of tip. It's like the more and more they see this, the more and more it's like, bro, females are phony, bro. You know what I'm saying? And clearly that's an ignorant statement, putting it that way. Clearly it's not all of them, but like in a general sense, bro, because obviously that's going to end up influencing the kind of behavior that ends up being, you know, put towards females, like by males. You understand? Like the kind of hetero activity that's going to happen is the weird kind, you know, the questionable kind, where it's like, you know, female fatigue, where supportive females that are the good kind are gonna, you know, be disregarded as well, because they're gonna be blanketed under this kind of perception. It's crazy.
That she can't pull that trad wife, super prude, super holy act, right? Just because she rebrands to a Twitch streamer. Nah, yo, you were just busting open on cam for $2.99, bro. You can't talk to me, bro.
Cheap ass. That's crazy.
Neon exposed that she became completely unhinged. She began telling lies to try to make Neon look crazy to get him canceled. And once she began to try to get him canceled by trying to play the victim and telling lies, she just got more exposed, because once people began to dig deeper into the accusations that she were making, they realized, she was lying about everything. Man, these chicks is dangerous, yo. So she says, "I didn't want to have to talk about this because it's incredibly difficult for me. It was a very dark time in life. When I was 17 and 18, I was groomed and trafficked by a convicted felon. I was isolated from my family and forced to do things I didn't want to do." Man, listen, bro. If you've been around the block a couple times, man, you understand what this talk is, bro. All right? She mentioned convicted felon for a reason. As if the boyfriend or the pimp that she chose, well, again, it wasn't even pimping, it was camgirl work. So as if the manager or the boyfriend that she chose to be with that allowed her to do this, as if that dude is inherently a bad person or inherently a trafficker or inherently made her do these things without any proof because he's a convicted felon. No, you chose to be in the presence of a convicted felon.
Yeah, it might have been consensual, right?
I feared for my life daily.
But then that's always the cop out. That's always the escape plan, bro. When things get turned weird, it's like you would swear she never gave the consent. You'd swear the girl never gave the consent, but that's how it always goes, right?
I nearly died on multiple occasions. I never wanted to have to talk about this because it's caused a lot of anxiety. She's now trying to paint Neon as if Neon re-victimized her. As if, Neon exposed us online. He exposed a victim. I'm a victim of trafficking. He did this, and now he's making me talk about this again. I have anxiety because of this. It's really upsetting that this was brought up like this, and that I have to...
Oh my jeez. And you know what makes a lot of sense now? Even the guy that like ended up creeping up on this streamer, right? This female streamer that Flock was talking about here. It's like somebody pulled up on her to SA her. You know what I mean? Force him to, like, I think it was a forced kiss, trying to kiss her forcibly, and she was trying to fight it back, and then by the time the security got there, thankfully nothing worse than that happened. But then, they were able to break it up, and then I think he had some sort of object in his hand. I don't know what was about to happen, but I think it was because of all that sexual tension that she was creating in the men that would consume her cam girl work. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where it's like, if I meet you, but like you see your favorite corn artist, you just get done whacking off or whatever, like. And then you're like, golly, if I meet you in public, it's like, it's on sight. Like, I'm not asking nothing. I'm just whipping it out. I know you're going to eat that up. Clearly from, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just an example. I don't know how people that do this function. I don't do these. I don't know. I'm just assuming, right? So, I'm assuming that's what that guy, like, had in his mind. Like, God, man, that's that girl that I be seeing. I'm like, oh, she's the one that really gets me going when when it comes to these adult content that I be bumping into. Oh, she gets me going, buddy. Goddamn. And homie probably couldn't hold himself. He just, you know what I'm saying? He just lunged. He attempted to just lunge on M, and you know what I'm saying, try to force that kiss on her, and damn, he was trying to force more than just the tongue down her throat. I'm talking about in that moment, live, bro. I think people was live, bro. That was crazy. Why are you running? You know what I'm saying? So I'm guessing that's why that happened the way it did. No cap.
To relive the trauma and the oh, she's pulling every stop in the book, bro. Right?
For real?
He walked up to you, asked you, hey, do you want to come to the after party? I think you're beautiful. You objectified me. And then the clip goes viral. You reshare the clip and then tell your audience to attack him. That backfired. He says, how am I objectifying her and making her feel uncomfortable by telling her she's beautiful and inviting her to an after party, but she was online busting open for $2.99,
bro?
And putting all type of objects into her.
That's crazy.
Now, says that. Now apparently,
this nigga said all type of objects bust into her.
He's re-victimizing you,
cracking her.
He's making you relive through trauma. Man, cut it out, bro. I can read through this, man. So then, once she didn't get the response she wanted, she responds back, little update. I've been dreading talking about this forever, but I knew it will probably get brought up eventually. A few of my close friends have known because it's unfortunately a big part of my life. We'll talk about it tomorrow on stream, briefly before going back to normal. Now you don't want no smoke, huh? Now you don't, yo, after you caused this, now you don't want no smoke.
Nah, that's crazy.
This by walking away from Neon or saying he objectified her. She caused this by asking her audience to attack him. She then continues and says, and thank you to all my friends who've reached out and been incredibly supportive, blah, 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 blah. Women like this scare me. They scare me. And this was before—
They actually give mental instability, like such crazy levels of mental illness and instability that it's as you say, it's scary, bro.
Before we even found out the full truth. Because after this went viral, clearly people who know you are gonna speak up. Come to find out, she lied about it. And she mentioned that she was 17 or 18 specifically to make Neon look like a weirdo. Come to find out, no. This was back in 2016 or 2017 that she was doing these cam shows.
Yeah.
She was born in 1990.
So if she's 18 trying to make, if she's claiming to be 18 trying to make Neon look weird, and you were doing these cam girl things 5-6 years ago, then you were what, 13, cracking your asshole open for every male eyeball to see? Like
94. So
what? 94? Oh hell, 94? You're not 18 right now, man.
It's 2016 or 2017. That would mean she would have been 22, 23 years old. Come to find out, she was actually enrolled in a university in Toronto. She dropped out the university to do cam shows. She was never trafficked. I want to give credit to Amani Mitos, because he's the one who originally brought this to light before they fact-checked him and found out, oh, yo, he's telling the truth. But he originally says, the bit is lying. She is 31-year-old now, born in October on the 12th, 1994. She did her cam shows back in 2016, 2017. After she dropped out of Ryerson University in Toronto, stopped playing victim. That's a fact. Stop playing victim. One would assume once you've been outed as a liar that the cap will stop and the accountability will be given. But no, she continued with more BS. She goes, just to clear up a few things, thank you to everyone reaching out. I'm fine. They just don't know how to handle rejection, and it shows. So apparently that was Neon's fault, right? So she's making this about, yo, man, Neon is mad because
she's flip-floppy, bro.
She goes, I thought he was a fan when he walked up. I've never seen Neon stuff before and didn't know who he was. Just saw the huge camera in my face. You are a Twitch streamer and don't know who Neon is. Okay, we'll go with that, okay?
It's like she throws any kind of statement that's convenient out there to make her look, you know what I'm saying? To, you know, to push her agenda in whatever narrative. It's like, bro, how, what is all of this about, dog? Like,
cute.
That's crazy.
That's how you want to play it like that, bro. I'll be real. From my perspective, it sounds like she knew who Neon was. She wanted that clip. She wanted to reject him. Because again, yo, girls like her who got a past this scandalous, and if you've been around girls like this, bruh, right, who go down their religious arc, you know they relish in the opportunity to try to showcase how wholesome they are now.
Facts.
When you know they is treacherous. She goes 3. You can believe me or not, honestly feels good to finally say what happened. I had it bottled up for a long time. Hear what people would think, and while I won't talk about it much because you know the lives would be too much to keep up with because it's a lot, maybe I can genuinely help people have a great day. And then once the sympathy act fails, once the act to garner sympathy fails, you know where she now goes.
Where?
She now tries to get Neon banned on Twitch, because if you have know anything about Twitch,
yeah,
Twitch has like a no harassment policy. Like you can't tell your audience to go over to somebody's chat and raid them, and the same thing applies to social media conduct. So then she used the last trump card she has left.
What's that?
Neon and his fans are sending me death threats. I can't take it anymore.
Oh my God, don't do that, bro. No ways, dog. Dog. Anybody who's about to take that kind of thing, oh my God. Whoever would take that kind of energy seriously is out their fucking mind, bro. After having said, yo, go get his ass, after you told your community go get his ass, now you're the one scared of death threats? What is this, brother? What is this? Man of God. Huh?
She goes, hey, getting many death threats from Neon's fans.
Oh my gosh, shut up, bro. This is so disgusting to you, bro. Why do people like this exist, bro? Facts, bro.
Unfortunately,
why do people like this exist?
Today, which is TwitchCon. It was nice meeting everyone. I got a chance to meet, but it's not worth going back. Love you guys. This was intentionally done.
Man, you better stay your ass away. You better not return.
After the, hey, he's re-victimized me, didn't work.
How?
This was a dog.
Yo, people like this are unbelievable, guys. Nah, y'all, don't never be like this kind of human being, bro.
Hey, I'm not coming to TwitchCon today. I don't feel safe.
This is stupid, man.
Kind of piggyback off the TwitchCon incident that happened, right, with the other chick who got attacked by a fan. She's now trying to play the women don't feel safe at TwitchCon.
Man, come on, bro.
Matter, and they would take it.
You're an alien, nigga. Facts.
Right, but it didn't
in
work.
A tight ass little ass dress that don't even fit you.
And to think that, yo,
because that's what she was wearing. Yeah, Neon was right. She got her whole titties out. She talking about being objectified. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
She really woke up one day and said, hey, I want to ruin somebody's life today. And she tried to do it. A lot of y'all, man, got something to lose, or y'all are aspiring to have something to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Stay away from chicks like this, bruh. I'm telling you, it's not worth it, bruh.
It's not.
As soon as you hear some buzzwords, yo, there are buzzwords you can use to quickly identify who you're talking to, though. Right? Buzzwords like objectify.
That's a fact.
Right? Buzzwords like pronouns. Buzzwords like systematic. Buzzwords like patriarchy. Buzzwords like misogyny. You hear those buzzwords, leave them. I'm good, shorty. I'm
stay
good.
out the way, man.
I'm straight.
Smooth,
whatever
man.
Box you got to. I'm straight.
I'm smooth, man. Now that's it.
Buzzwords like misogyny, patriarchy, objective.
And another thing, that's how you know people are just like throwing the buzzwords out, not even knowing whatever the fuck they mean. Right? They don't even know what they be talking about using these kind of words. Like 9 times out of 10, bro, you gotta like do your homework. That's a fact. People don't even know like the kind of words that they throwing around, bro. I'm telling you.
Fine. I'm straight. I'm straight. Yo, I see the pansexual sign in the bio. I'm straight. I'm good. You got it, shorty.
Got it, shorty. Yo, yeah. Get the fuck out of my face. Now you good. Now we good. We straight. I don't need none of that. Yeah, no, that's a fact. No, that's a fact. Look, hey, that's a fact.
You got it.
Hey. That's it. That's it.
That bad.
It don't go further than that. It don't go no further than that, bro.
Chick like this, man, y'all be careful, bro.
Terrible news, man.
This is a masterpiece we just witnessed.
Nah.
But fortunately for Neon, he got a fan base that holds him down, so it didn't work.
That's it.
Y'all let me know in the comment section, man. What do you guys think about?
Nah, another thing, bro. I don't even think she knew or understood the kind of machine that she was going against. And that's another thing, bro. I mentioned this regularly. The fact that, you know what I'm saying, these streamers, they present to us like community wars. You know what I'm saying? The type of community wars where, you know what I mean, even the creators themselves, they find out the strength of their own communities. You know what I'm saying? And how their communities can rock out for them, bro. And this right here, bro, was a, you know, a lesson learned nonetheless, bro. Lesson learned nonetheless, man. So, yeah. Boy Poetic Flocko with it. He titled this really bad news for Neon. It should have been really bad news for Emerald, right? That's crazy. Alright, our next joint right here. The biggest streamer thinks his industry is effed. Right? By Hello Yassine. Hello Yassine Extras. This is the Extras channel. Tapped into the Extras channel. Let's get into it. I think it's Moist Critical, right?
What's poppin', y'all? One of
poppin',
the
man?
biggest, richest, yet most relatable streamers, at least to his audience,
What happened?
has talked about how he believes that there's a streamer bubble right now, and he doesn't
I don't know why Asmongold and Moist Critical, they giving me sibling vibes, dog.
know how sustainable it is. So
I think it's
gonna
the long
play you
ass
guys the
hair.
clip first, and I think he brings up a lot of interesting points that we need to address. So we're gonna play it first.
I don't really criticize a lot of the, you know, subathon or stuff like that, but I do think that at a certain point, there's a lot of, I think, resentment that builds up with audiences when people continuously do events where they're just asking their viewers for money. And I think that there are exceptions for this. Like, one thing is that, like, you know,
Yeah, and that's one mega reason they ended up calling, you know, Mafia-thon 3 the Bigathon.
Ludwig, for example. Like, Ludwig did an event, and it was a charity event. I thought it did pretty well. Like, I watched a good amount of it because this was like back whenever I was like still like off stream.
Right.
And so, you know, he did a great event. And I think, you know, asking and begging for money for charity is a very different dynamic than, you know, asking for it for yourself. And so with Twitch, whenever you have these people that live in these, you know, like multi-million-dollar mansions, they are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, and they're making all this money, they're doing all this stuff, and somehow at the same time, they're asking their viewers, who are oftentimes like teenagers or young adults, for, you know, $5 all the time. It just rubs a lot of people the wrong way, I think. I think it does. I think it rubs a lot of people the wrong way. And I think that there is a growing resentment for that. And I don't know really how long that's going to last. I have no idea. But I certainly think that it's there.
So off rip, there is something to be said about subathon. It used to be, and I talked about this in a previous video I did where I titled it Kai Cenat Ruined the Subathon. But a subathon was something that was asked for a lot of times by the audience. And now it's
That's the point I wanted to make, actually. I just didn't want to, like, you know, disrupt the whole point that, you know what I'm saying, that streamer was making there, talking about, you know, what goes on with the streaming and the subathons and, you know, the donations and everything like that. The money comes from the viewer, though, right? If my money comes from me and I'm like, yo, I really mess with the value that you put, because at that point it's about the value. It's about the value that I am feeling from you. It's the you know, that I'm receiving from you. So it's you know, it's at a point where I don't even mind, like, just coming out of pocket, you know, a couple bucks. You know, and at the same time, I understand that you have this effect on a multitude of people. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not, it doesn't hit me, you know, it's not something that I take too much into consideration. The fact that such a multitude of people fuck with supporting you in the same way that I'm supporting you, to a point where you can, like, pull up with, like, a mansion or whatever. Like, at that point, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Just as long as you continue to, you know, generate this value and, you know, allow me to extract the value that I get from you in whatever capacity of entertainment or amusement, whatever the case, right? It's like, it's cool. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, it gets a little bit tricky when you see the kind of streamers that have a sub only type chat. You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, it's sub only, so you do have to pay to even just participate in the chat. Some people it's like a sub only kind of view, like you can only view the person's stream if you've subbed up, and the sub is costly. It's not like a follow.
Oh, this is a standard thing that we have to do. And it is a revenue generator. And people do it to generate revenue, to generate a lot of money. But I agree with Asmongold in the sense that people getting up there and just asking for money when they are displaying untold levels of wealth, it is going to rub people the wrong way, especially as wealth inequality continues to, in the right term, skyrocket. Wealth inequality continues to grow. Let's just say that. Like, the animosity that people have for really rich people right now is a lot higher than it was even 5 years ago, let alone 7 years ago. And then you also have to take into consideration newer demographics that are being brought into streaming. And this is something that, like, for instance, PC gaming, right? For the majority of people, PC gaming was kind of gate kept, and that's where a lot of Twitch streamers got on. For example, Asmongold, he got on via World of Warcraft. There was a lot of World of Warcraft streamers. Some of the biggest streamers initially came from World of Warcraft.
My bad.
That was
a mistake.
Recful, who I believe was the first person to like integrate or like figure out donations on stream, who he passed away, unfortunately. Who else? Asmongold, Soda Poppin', who else? Other people came into the game after that. I think even Mizkif was a fan of World of Warcraft streamers, and he got into streaming via that as well. But a lot of it was PC gaming, and PC gaming, it's a lot. Building a PC, having a gaming PC was an indicator of a certain level of wealth, especially pre-2016. You had to be at least middle class, if not upper middle class, because a PC would have costed like $1,000, maybe even more. I remember I had a PC that costed, I don't know, like 400 something bucks, and it couldn't even run. There was no way it could run World of Warcraft. Not that I even had any intention of playing that.
That's how you power up a PC that you just built? Yo, that's crazy, bro. Nah, I couldn't imagine that's it, right? That looked dangerous, bro. Cause I mean, I remember like ordering my PC, right? It's a gaming PC. It's a Ryzen. It's what, Ryzen 5, like something like that, right? I thought I was gonna have to build it. You know what I'm saying? I thought they were just gonna ship the parts to me. I was gonna have to like build it and everything like that. I'm not gonna lie, I was low key like kind of excited. Like I was like, yo, let me gain this little skill of just like building PCs. I might just, you know, do a lot with it. You feel me? But, you know, it came through build, bro. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, where I'm at, you know, I'm at a third world country, bro. These things, they cost an arm and a leg, dog. Trying to, you know what I'm saying? And that's why the whole streaming industry is not the way it is, especially, you know, around my parts, you know. A whole lot of people are not like tapped into even the affordability of, you know, gaming PCs, aka streaming PCs, you know, PCs that have like nice, well, at least decent streamability type function, right? Because you can do it in whatever mediocre PC, but it's like the strength of that, right? So gaming PCs are actually really good for that.
Could barely like Wizard 101, these lower end games, which I never played. I think Toontown I played maybe, but the computer could barely run that. So there was already an audience that came into it, and console gaming like Xbox, PS, those were a lot more accessible and a lot cheaper. Granted, a PS3 was like $600, but it was cheaper than a gaming PC. And also a lot of the time it was building a gaming PC was cheaper than buying a pre-assembled one. But a lot of the time people didn't really know.
Yeah, it's okay. I think off of that statement, that explains why my shit was like that expensive, because yeah, it was pre-built. Like it got here pre-built.
So, like, especially if you come below a certain line of income, your family comes before a certain line of income, you weren't even thinking about a gaming PC. You got to keep in mind, this is not pre-internet, but let's just say from the years 2000 to 2014, 15. A gaming PC was like, it was a niche thing. My point is, people that come from a middle class or upper background that don't really have to worry about money and don't have to pinch pennies or anything like that, it creates an environment where they have an excess of income. They are not cheap, if you want to call it that, which I don't think is the right word. So they can be like, oh, let me throw this streamer $5. Let me throw this streamer $10. And it was never seen as mandatory. It was never encouraged. It was always just there. And that's one thing that I really, really liked about Twitch up until, let's say, 2020, is that there was such a level of generosity where people wanted to support the streamer financially. Where they're like, yo, this person makes great stuff. Let me give them my appreciation with like $5, $10.
And I'm guessing that's when, you know, the value of the content creator started really being realized and recognized, you know, the value. Right, to a point where you're like, yo, let me put my money behind supporting this guy, right?
It shows up on screen, they read out the message, and people got creative with this, and they started to maybe like have TTS on, etc. We're not gonna go that far, but I feel like when certain like streamers came into the game and they had demographics or audiences that were very young, right? Like they were, keep in mind, like PC gaming, it was for the most part, especially during the time period that I said, it was like 16 plus. Now you're getting kids as young as what, 8 watching streamers, 8 to 18 that don't have any money, whose parents may not even have any money.
That's why, like, question, okay, here's another question of mine that I have, right? It's like, then how do these, if the audience of, you know, these streamers are so young, bro, and you know what I mean, they only get an X amount of you know, X amount of money to do whatever in the month, I mean, that would only count as like parental allowance that you get from like your parents or something like that, right? Or I mean, it's even better if you have like, it's like some side jobs, summer jobs, you know what I'm saying, school holiday jobs, whatever the case, on the weekend jobs, on the weekend, for part-time jobs, you feel me, as maybe a young person still in school, but you know, able to support your streamer with the little coins that you make on the side or whatever the case. But it's like, yo, for these streamers to get subs that take them all the way to like millions, bro, it's like, golly, bro, how many of these kids are out there like donating this, you know, because they could only donate little portions unless the whole thing is now manufactured. And then now, you know, now we get into conversations of like how the Mafia-thon had like a bunch of big spenders, bro, that were literally lined up and planned to donate certain amounts at certain points of the Mafia-thon, you know what I mean? There's that whole talk. That's why, you know, he would get thousands and thousands of dollars worth of donations at a time, like per donation type thing, you know what I mean? So there's that. But besides that, it's like, yo, because it's either there has to be more of the big pocket type donators, there has to be more of those to cover, you know, the whole gap that's left behind, you know what I mean, from the kind of money that the youngins donate all the way to like the millions of dollars, though. You know what I mean? There has to be a gap. The youngins, the young viewers can only cover up until like what, like 10% of maybe a million. Oh, maybe I'm just like talking out the side of my neck. You know what I'm saying? I always like to come off from my ignorance. It is what it is. Leave the comments and correct me, bro. You feel what I'm saying? But it's either a whole lot of the bigger sponsors that cover a whole lot of, like, you know what I'm saying, a whole lot of this perception that ends up making these people rich off of the perception of just donations. Come on, man. But then again, you know, the bigger more established streamers, they have things like sponsorships, you know, business deals, things like that. So that's a whole nother conversation. But
and now that's a new viewer base that's being added to Twitch that wasn't there before. Yeah, there's not going to be as much disposable income thrown at certain streamers, and especially in the way that these streamers are attracting that audience. So what content are they doing? They're doing girl content. They are doing
exactly GOONER shit
content. They're doing flexing content. You're going to attract a certain type of audience with that, as opposed to what Twitch was for the majority of its existence, just gaming. That's going to attract a different type of audience. And even like Fortnite, right? Like Fortnite was, I would say, a newer age thing from like 2017, 18 plus, but people were generous on Fortnite too. It was a game, and it didn't feel like the streamer had this unattainable lifestyle. It was just like, hey, this guy's just like me. Like, I think one of the best examples of that has always been Tfue, where it's like, yo, this guy, he's just like a college. I could see how any college bro is like, yo, this guy's just like
Tfue.
us, but he's, you know, he's killing it
Why
at
do
his
those
game,
rhyme?
but he's also like a surfer. I don't know if he surfs, but he's like a beach kid, and he skateboards, and he does these cool stunts, and like, yeah, let me throw him some bread. He's a cool guy. But I think there is a demand that's growing of streamers that need the money because they're also investing so much more. And I don't think Asmongold addressed this. The expectation, and I think it's they self-created this expectation, the streamers amongst themselves, maybe not intentionally, but when you're throwing huge events, like for instance, you realize how having a cameraman is a normal thing now? It's like, oh, the starter kit to being a streamer.
And it's a very big expense too.
You have a clipping team and you have a cameraman. That was never, the idea of a cameraman was bizarre to me. Like if you talk about like OG IRL streamer, right? Ice Poseidon. This guy walked around with such a crazy contraption, but even the IRL streamers that he birthed, they came from like a selfie stick. They're just IRL streaming with a selfie stick. It felt authentic. It was kind of like a vlog, but now there's cameramen following people. That's already a cost. You got to have hotel costs for that person wherever you're going.
Travel costs for
that person, and you got to pay that person for their time. So that's an extra expense. And even back then, if you watch the interview that Ice Poseidon did with No Jumper, with Adam22, he talks about the expenses that he had. I think at that point in time, he was making around $20,000 a month via donations, as well as I think like subscriptions, things like that, and ads. But he was saying that he was spending at least $10,000, if not more, a month, whether it was stuff breaking, equipment, travel expenses, etc. So his cost for IRL streaming was higher than the desktop streamers. So a lot of people, they're like, well, this is why a lot of people didn't get into IRL. They thought, well, why would I get into IRL if I'm safer, I'm making more money at home, and I have less cost? But now a lot of these streamers got into it, and I think this is why gambling and sponsors like that have become so prevalent, because there is such a high cost of upkeep now for these streamers that, and there's an expectation now that they created. So people want to see, like, you got Neon doing a live stream in Turks with a bunch of black cars and security and a cameraman and then a clipping team and then a person running his YouTube. And this is a whole operation that could not be sustained just by the generosity of the audience, if they're even generous. And you notice
that's why I'm including the cost of, like, you know, big spenders, big sponsors that come through, and maybe every once in a while, you know, that big sponsor pulls up and, you know, donates 20,000 subs, I don't know, something like that, 10,000 subs, something. But something crazy
too with different audiences. Like I remember the first time I saw Flight streaming, and he had about 9,000 viewers, and this is years ago, maybe 4 years ago or so, maybe 5. And at this time I had seen a lot of different streamers, right, and in a different side of Twitch. And I see Flight, and I'm looking through the chat's moving, and I see like 1 or 2 sub badges. I'm like, yo, what? This guy, he's not getting anybody donating to him. He's got 1 or 2 sub badges. And granted, a lot of his audience came from YouTube, or maybe they were watching via console or something like that. But I remember thinking that was quite bizarre. But if you have an audience like that, then you need to rely on sponsors, because their generosity is not enough.
You need to rely on sponsors.
And I think people are a lot less likely to be generous if they feel like you're flaunting it or you don't need it. The whole I'm not donating to a millionaire concept, which I completely disagree with. Like, if I like a product, whether it's an entertainment is a product, and I feel like person put effort into it, I am going to show my appreciation. I'll throw a couple of bucks at it.
Facts.
I just feel like I can't just get free, which people have been conditioned to by these major platforms. Even though it's not really free, you're paying with your time, which is ads. You're getting played ads. That's why I'll always pay to not have ads. But when you see an individual like an Asmongold, or even a Moist Critical, who we'll talk about in a different video, Mafia or an XQC. XQC's just changed recently to start buying really expensive things, and I wouldn't say he flexes on his audience, but he's enjoying his bread a little bit more now. But for years, if you ran the numbers, you would realize that XQC was worth north of 10 million 6+ years ago. Easily. But what did he do? The guy woke up, the guy's room was a mess. He would like barely eat, he would never go outside. He was just on stream all day in
a vampire,
a regular
boy.
house, what looked like a regular house. So people will get this feeling of this
It was a
guy's
dungeon,
just like,
damn near.
kicking it. Yeah, I'll throw him $10. Yeah, I'll sub to him. Like, dude, I've been subbed to XQC for maybe 7 years. I don't even know. What's like 100 months
on Twitch,
something like that. And Asmongold is the same thing, except an even worse version. Like, they're like, this guy's filthy rich. Like, this guy's richer than DDG. Asmongold is richer than DDG by far.
For real?
It's so much richer than DDG. But this guy's got roaches in his room, and he was still living with his parents. Granted, he was living with his mom, and I think both his mom and dad passed away, sadly. His dad recently passed away, but he was taking care of his parents for a long period of time in his life, which didn't excuse how filthy his room was. It became a meme that his room was so filthy, and there was even like roaches walking on top of his like shirt one time, and he didn't notice it.
I think I remember seeing that.
Of, oh yeah, you want to contribute to this guy, not because you think he's broke, but because even
hey man, you know what I'm saying, for the roach thing, man, I got like, okay, sometimes it's flies flying in my room, because you know what I'm saying, I gotta get the windows open because it'd be too hot. It's the summertime, and like the flies just be flying in here, bro. Come on, bro, you always gotta get ready though. You always gotta stay ready so that you don't gotta get ready. You feel what I'm saying? If he gets himself one of these, bro, I'm telling you, bro, this is straight up like necessary artillery, nigga, for every kind of, you see, it's got the multi. I don't know if y'all can see what, I don't know if, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all can see this clearly, but you know what I'm saying? Multi-insector, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro, no promo, no free promo, but I'm just saying, bro, if ever it happens that, you know what I'm saying, he bumps into this, maybe he's not familiar with this kind of, you know what I'm saying, game. But you know, I had to kick it for the one time, man. You know what I'm saying? My bad though. Let's get it going.
No, he's filthy rich. He's not flexing it. And not even is he not flexing it, you're like, damn, I live in better conditions than this guy. But why I think this is going to implode, to add on to what Asmongold is saying, is like, for example, you've got a FaZe, and FaZe is 51% owned by the owner or co-founder of DraftKings, and that person pays for the house, and that person pays for the production team, and that person pays for a lot of things that allows them to live there, and apparently that person doesn't take a percentage from any of the streamers. So you start to think about this just from a business perspective. Where is the profitability coming from? Like, yeah, there's ads that run for the streamer, but the streamer gets that, and I think like there's a lot of money flowing in here, and this is why gambling is what sustained this for a lot of time. Like, for example, Aiden Ross, without a stake or a rain bet or whatever other sponsor he has that is gambling related that's going to give you this type of money, he would not be able to throw these events. It's impossible. He said he spent $90,000 on a production team. He had to fly in every single fighter.
90K,
every single fighter
bro,
gets paid a certain amount.
That's
Then
a
you have
lot,
the
man.
Security. It's just it's hundreds of thousands.
That's
of
too
dollars.
much, bro.
If you were just running that on Twitch, you're not making that money back. The finances don't add up. This is why you need somebody that's going to throw a crazy amount of money, like these gambling sponsors, or you're in a situation where these streamers, like for example FaZe, they can just run up a bag. Kai Cenat, I think, is somebody that is doing it with as cleanly as possible, if you want to call it that, but he's spending a lot of money. Kai Cenat is reinvesting a ton of money. Like, yeah, he has sponsors helping him, but he's throwing his own money to book a lot of these people that show.
And I would imagine like him, well, obviously, if he's as wise as I think he is, he's got business outside of the streaming going on, right? So that he could be able to make money outside of just like him having to stream the whole time.
Put up to his Mafiathon. And
so,
if you believe
you know,
that,
and then having that those kind of like income streams also supplement the streaming thing, because this is probably, it's clearly a passion project. He's clearly passionate about the streaming still.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Celebrity guests just hopped on Kai Cenat's stream for some promotion for free. Then listen, I don't even know. I don't even know how I could convince you otherwise. So I do think this is a bubble where a lot of, and let's not even get started on the Clippers. So a lot of streamers are paying a ton of money to Clippers, but their viewership is not growing in proportion to the amount of money that they're spending on Clippers. So there's a bleeding that's happening. And eventually, I think this is all going to fall apart. Not the streaming industry as a whole, but these streamers that think that they can make it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The only way that it's going to be bigger and bigger is with someone outside throwing a lot of money. And this is where streaming kind of feels like it's getting away from what it was, which is the streamer and the audience, not the streamer and this corporate sponsor that's just going to throw a ton of money at them for whatever reason. Well, like for FaZe, for instance, they just believe like the brand of FaZe is worth a lot, which I think there's a case to be made there. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Have you ever donated money to a streamer? I have, to a ton. There's different reasons for each.
I haven't.
I think it's funny to throw up a funny.
Not yet. I mean, not yet. At least I'm not. It's not on like a tip where I'd never do that or Like it's just like, you know, circumstantial. The circumstances and just the alignment of everything has. You know, I've had like moments where, you know, I wish I could just like, you know, throw a bunch of money at you right now. You know what I'm saying? That time I'm talking about there's this one streamer, bro. Her name is what's that streamer again, man? Maria, is it Maria? Oh, Maria Mella B, something like that. Maria Mella. Wait, let me see, bro. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I look at that stream, I'll be like, yo, I wish I could just like throw you with a bunch, you know what I'm saying? Some bankroll, bro. You feel me? I just can't, bro, cause you know what I'm saying. I'm not at that level. Let me see if I can search her. Maria Mel, something like this, please find her. Something. Oh my god, Mella B. Okay, wait, I think it's one. Nah, I don't think, cause I unfollowed like for some reason, you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, she wait, let me see the follow channels here. I don't think I follow her still. But she was one of them ones where I like, yo, I wish I could just like, you know what I'm saying, throw that at you right quick. Yeah, I don't think she's, or is it one word? Yeah, can't find her no more, man. It is what it is. But yeah, you wouldn't know her right now. So she was big on gaming. She started gaming a lot. I was like, yo, this gaming thing is sucking the attention away from our connection, baby. What's up? Why are you doing this right now? You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, though. It was all good, you know what I'm saying, while it lasted.
And you have the money to do so. Why didn't you? That's the best way I can phrase the question. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
Peace. Alright, cool. So now we talking about Gooner.
Good evening, unemployed people. In today's video, we'll talk about streamers gooning.
What? Streamers who got caught gooning. That must not. You know what I'm saying? Like that feeling right there, bro. Fuck. I don't think I'd wish that on my worst enemy, dog. Or maybe, okay, maybe my worst enemy. Fuck it. Fuck him. You know, or her, or whatever. But it's like, this is crazy, dog. The feeling must be like insane. Just being caught on this vibe.
From streamers leaking their own tabs live.
The syndicate took a serious blow.
What time is it where I am? What time is it PST?
This nigga about to go crazy.
What time is it where I am?
Enhanced section A6.
Eagle-eyed viewers analyzed the frame and quickly unearthed a shocking discovery.
2 viral clips that almost ended entire reputations.
Oh, the camera's on. It was on the whole time, huh?
What?
These are the times when streamers got caught gooning. Starting off with the streamer Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat's gooning moment happened during a stream where it appeared he was receiving a sexual favor.
I knew they were gonna fucking bring this one up. I knew it.
Specifically, what many viewers believe.
So this shit was that serious, huh?
Job while still live on.
It was that real, huh? I remember reacting to it. I was like, man. This, you know what I'm saying? It might have been something else, because you know how the internet be twisting shit, but I think it kind of did look real, though. I don't know. I didn't know.
For a man,
Damn, but this girl right here cranking it open in front of everybody, that's crazy.
At first, it even looked like the girl went for something more explicit, but Kai seemed to push her off to keep his composure.
Let me explain what I bring to the table. How about that?
The hell?
Stop posting your money. Stop posting your car. Stop posting your house. Go on there and post your personality. Show me how funny you are. Show me how...
thirsty ass, demon ass women,
When the
dog.
girl was especially concerning, considering a huge portion of Kai's audience is made up of kids. Now, the next case, Atriok, real name Brandon Ewing, a well-known Twitch creator and
Alright, I don't
former
know this
NVIDIA marketing manager who built his reputation on being smart, funny, and relatable. Best friends with Ludwig, and part of that tight-knit circle of respected streamers. Atriok got caught gooning in one of the most unexpected and career-damaging ways imaginable.
happened?
He was live on Twitch, doing a normal stream, chatting, showing things on his desktop, nothing out of the ordinary. But for just a split second, a single tab flashed across his screen.
Syndicate took a serious blow.
What time is it where I am? What time is it where I am?
It was open to a deepfake adult site, featuring explicit, non-consensual videos of popular female streamers, including some of his own friends and colleagues like QT Cinderella and Pokimane. The frame lasted less than a second, but the internet caught it instantly. If you don't want the technical jargon...
Oh, the internet is so fast, bro. Golly, what I'm telling you, dog. I feel like, yo, do your homework 101. It's like, yo, if you want to be on this kind of activity and you know you're a streamer or whatever, don't do this thing on the same device or machine that you stream on, bruh. You know what I mean? On a device that you know you be doing some sort of streaming or some sort of like streaming. You know what I mean? Like that would mean if you're doing IRL, you know, type things, maybe on a phone. Don't use the same phone. You'd rather cop another phone for that kind of thing. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Your gooning ways, you'd rather have your gooning ways cost you in that way than this way, bruh. This is crazy.
Here's the blunt version. A site had videos...
This is reputational damage.
...where the actual faces of popular female streamers were digitally grafted onto adult content. Deepfakes steal likenesses without consent. They're ugly, illegal in spirit, and they ruin lives when they leak into public view.
Nigga said illegal in spirit.
Atriok, at the time closely tied to big creators like Ludwig and social circles that included QT Cinderella, suddenly had the worst possible thing tied to his name. When he finally showed up on stream to apologize, it was raw
He
and
apologized?
messy, and he had his wife with him. He said,
I'm embarrassed. I'm angry at myself.
Oh.
I feel fucking... I just feel so fucking stupid.
To cry?
Before I go into the apology.
That's terrible.
well, whether the exact phrasing sounded odd or not, the emotion was real.
That's horrible, brother.
One time while his wife was out of town, and claimed he purchased access the same day the tab leaked, then forgot to close it.
Everyone here probably knows what's going on. I want to say, first of all, that it's true.
Yo, the wife is just like chilling there on some, you know, intervention vibe. This is deep. This was deep.
I looked at a deep fake porn video before I go into the apology, because I think it feels weird if you use a butt later. I just want to say a couple facts. I don't know if I should include this or not, but I have the fucking the receipt thing right here.
Oh my God.
Which is from the exact same day that fucking clip is from. All right, there's no pattern of behavior. It's not months and months and months. It was just one video on the same day, and I just stupidly left the fucking tab open. And it was at 2 a.m. on the night before when Ari was out of town.
What the hell?
QT Cinderella publicly said there were...
Come on, man. Come on, bruh. Okay, I guess this is... Oh my God. This is an ignorant... This is about to be an ignorant expression of opinion, but it's like, dog, because you know I'm not a married guy. He's married. He got the wife, so I guess you know what I'm saying. He got to make the optic look real. But to me, bro, it's not that fucking deep, nigga. You out here, bro. You having this intervention in front of your chat and your wife, bro. It's like, bro, you was looking at some ass. You was looking at some butt, right? You were looking at some cheeks. Some cheeks get cracked. Blah, blah, blah. Like it's not like anybody who's. I feel like. Bro, at this point, bro, I'd even stretch it out, say 99% of people who are adults, bro, who've went through some sort of like trauma, you know what I'm saying, or who's had some growing up to do, bro. They know what sex is, you know what I'm saying, getting cracked is. You know what I mean? Like, it's not poison, but again, very extremely ignorant expression that I just, you know what I mean, that I have, but I really feel this way. For me, it's like, it's cringy seeing this guy express this like this, but I guess, you know, from a standpoint of a married man, it's that shameful, right? It's not that fucking
relationship
deep,
was
bruh.
irreverable.
The platform,
oh my
the
god,
wildfire that it spread is just like, it feels so unrepairable at this point.
She felt personally violated by the content and the fact that it involved people close to her. After the leak, Atrioc didn't play the deny everything game. He stepped up. He publicly donated over $100,000 to fight deepfake sites, spent money and time taking them down, and claimed to have helped remove hundreds of them. From a PR perspective, that's the kind of corrective action teams preach about. Accountability.
But, you know what I'm saying? That's why I did say it's an ignorant expression that I just made. You know what I'm saying? He's thinking of also the kids, because this is a young person consume. You know what I'm saying? This is an environment that's filled with young people consuming this guy's content. So also in that format, you know what I'm saying? I'm only a random motherfucker on this motherfucker with no motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? With no activity in the view count. So I guess once we get to that point, I'll see why he was crashing out so bad, right? I'll see why, yeah, he was going so crazy.
Plus,
in terms of being remorseful.
Remediation. From a human perspective, donating real cash and lobbying for takedowns is the minimum you can do when your mistake contributes to harm. Now, flip the script to DSP. Darkside Phil, or DSP for short, is a longtime internet personality and gaming streamer, known primarily for his presence on platforms like YouTube and Twitch. He's been active in the gaming and streaming world for over a decade, becoming a staple of the Let's Play scene. DSP initially gained popularity in the mid-2000s with his walkthroughs and commentary on video games, particularly ones like Street Fighter and the Elder Scrolls series. Now, DSP was live years ago, setting up what he thought was just another pre-stream. He believed the broadcast hadn't started yet, casually sitting at his desk, totally unaware that his camera was rolling. Then it happened. In full view of his live audience, he started pleasuring himself, completely unaware that hundreds of viewers were already watching. Seconds later, he looked up, realized the camera was on, froze, and muttered,
"Oh, the camera's on. Camera's on the whole time, huh?
Within hours, clips were circulating everywhere. YouTube, Reddit, Twitter, with thousands of people in disbelief. It wasn't just shocking, it was absurdly awkward. For DSP, the damage compounded in a different way. In the aftermath, he tried to laugh it off, calling it an honest mistake, and saying he thought the stream hadn't started. Technically, he wasn't—
Hey, he wasn't lying. It was a mistake. He thought it. You know what I'm saying? It's just a regular dude trying to beat his thing off, man, thinking his thing ain't even live. I ain't gonna lie.
It really was an accident, but that didn't matter. The internet isn't known for empathy.
That's the thing, though, too, though. The internet is nobody's mother. You know what I'm saying? The internet ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Clip spread faster than any of his gaming content ever did, and his name became a punchline across forums and reaction channels.
The cancer of
Nowadays, he struggles to even get a decent number of views, though that could also be because of the dead games he plays. DSP—
Did he get shadow banned off of whacking himself off live?
Really fell off. Next up, we have Vosh. The Vosh incident started like any normal stream. Casual, laid back, him browsing and chatting with his audience. He's a political commentator known for long debates, deep discussions, and sharp takes. But during one of his streams, while sharing his screen, he opened a folder on his desktop. For a second, everything seemed fine, until chat noticed what was inside.
What happened?
You can see this is an example of the kind of structure that I'm referring to.
Among the thumbnails were explicit—
what the hell? All I'm gonna say is 2019 voice
explicit images.
Nah, that thumbnail's crazy.
And some of them weren't just normal adult content. They appeared to be questionable. Drawn, stylized images that people immediately recognized as being tied to an artist known for lolicon material, including underage-looking characters. One folder title in particular, something about horses, made the situation spiral even further. The internet moved at lightning speed. Within minutes, screenshots of his desktop were everywhere. Reddit threads, Twitter posts, YouTube reactions, all dissect.
The story contains descriptions of drawings of child. Leaked folder contains Vosh response to blah, blah, blah. Unstable obsession. What are we looking at?
Every inch of that folder preview. People labeled it the horse folder incident, and it instantly became a viral talking point. For someone who had built his career talking about morality, power dynamics, and social justice, this was the last kind of exposure anyone expected. When Vosh realized what had happened, he addressed it immediately in a follow-up stream. His tone was defensive but calm, trying to contextualize everything. He admitted that yes, those files were real, but he claimed he hadn't known who the artist was or what their art represented.
By the next day, I had learned from what felt like the entire goddamn internet that 2 of the images in my folder preview window were actually from a well-known lolicon artist, and therefore definitely intended to be lolly shit, which has to be the worst possible way to find out about that sort of thing. Now,
he explained that the folder contained a mix of adult artwork he'd saved over time and said he hadn't realized a few images came from a controversial source.
Obviously, the accusation here isn't just that I had those images saved, that part's true, not really an accusation, but also that I must have known that they were lolicon and saved them because they were lolicon. Now, the obvious and predictable, but nonetheless true response from me is that no, I didn't know that, and that must not have been the impression I got from those 2 drawings, because if I had gotten that...
Man, you know the funniest part is the fact that you get a diplomatic motherfucker, right, who's gonna wanna try and use these words, and, you know, in this instance, I didn't even know that this artist was a... Bro, you got caught gooning, bro. It's a natural inclination, right? Look, it's a natural inclination. It's just, it looks crazy when you get caught doing it. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't look, bro. We're all adults here, bro. You know what I'm saying? These things, I mean, considering, you know, the modern age, bro, sex sells like hotcakes these days, bro. Come on, bro. Everybody has seen some inappropriate whatever. It's not like it's a something foreign. You know what I mean? Just keep your shit clean, bro. Just keep it clean when you're gonna want to partake in these things. It's like I was reacting to a Type Boogie video, bro. He was talking about, it was breaking down the delivery lady that went, you know, to drop a delivery package off at some guy who had his door wide open, pants all the way down to the ankles, with, you know, his meat out and everything. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And then he was like, yo, at least if you're gonna do these things, it's like, yo, make sure every door is locked, bro. For Pete's sake, it's just like, just do it clean, bro. Come on.
He had a mental model of him as philosophical. So when he leaned on that angle, his fans gave him room. His response video actually had a positive like to dislike ratio, which is wild considering the context. After the dust settled, Vosh didn't lose everything. His numbers dropped, but he slowly regained momentum. People debated it to death. Some left, some stayed. And a few months later, he was pulling similar view counts again. Now let's move to Rockeye. This one's different because instead of getting exposed accidentally, he basically exposed...
Oh yeah, I remember. He even admitted to this guy, but I remember
Twitter
this
Goon account leaked, and instead of denying it, he went live and owned it.
Gooner. Oh my gosh. Okay, so chat, listen.
I remember this.
Call me. Yes, I beat my meat. Yes. Chat, everybody. Hold on, listen. Chat, listen.
And it's crazy how that's always the defense. Yo, everybody does it. Yo, everybody. It's not like everybody ain't done it before. Nigga, come on.
Everybody. Look at world. Oh my God. Like a separate Twitter account.
Look at this, bro. How you know everybody got that, bro? Nah, bro. How you know everybody got that? Why you want to project like that? Talk,
bad
nigga.
like that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
That's
nigga.
not be my meat.
Yeah,
H1, bout H1, that count been hacked.
His tone was defensive.
I bet I come been hacked. Alright, cool. Hack boy is hacked. Alright, cool. Only when it's time to do some Gooner shit is it hacked. Alright, damn, man. Bam, my
He
ass.
said the account had been hacked, then said it was old,
Man, come
then
on,
admitted
man.
he used it. What made this so interesting wasn't
Everybody
just
know that was cap, nigga.
how casual he was about it. He talked about it like it was something to be proud of, like everyone does it. He made jokes mid-stream, laughed, and
That's
turned
crazy.
it into a meme with his chat. By the way, I made a video about how spoiled Rakai is getting, so go check it out, guys.
Yo, by the way, I'm about to go hit this blunt right quick, so I think I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip side of this. Just real quick, little few hits, nigga, and then I'm with y'all.
Then there's
Real
I
quick.
Show Speed. His situation was tame compared to the others, but still blew up because of who he is. He was live typing something into Google, and after typing H and O, the autofill finished his thought: how to have sex in cyberpunk. That's it. No clips, no leaks, no folders, just one autofill. But the internet ran with it. Drama Alert reported it, Twitter turned it into a meme, people joked that he was caught gooning live.